Ever bought a planner and 3 weeks later it's collecting dust under a stack of books? I can't tell you how many times I tried to force a system that just didn't fit how my teen thinks. That's what today's video is about. The homeschool student planner I created from the ground up for Mark, designed specifically for teens with executive functioning challenges, ADHD, or gifted brains that don't operate in neat linear checkboxes. Let me show you what we made, and yes, there are limited time giveaways and a freebie too, so stick around. For those who don't know me, I'm Laura from monkeymom.com. I've been homeschooling my gifted, twice exceptional only child for the past 10 years. On my blog, I share curriculum reviews, create resources, and probably most importantly, encourage other homeschool moms to make choices that actually work for their families, not just what looks perfect on paper. Some kids are not natural planners. Some kids color code their entire week, break down projects into tasks, and remember deadlines without breaking a sweat. Mark is not one of those kids. He's brilliant. He can hold a dozen abstract ideas in his head, solve complex problems, build code from scratch, but he can't tell you what day it is or why his essay is still sitting half finished at 10 p.m. I spent years trying to make existing planners work, fancy systems, digital apps, printable checklists, and they all had one thing in common. They were built for neurotypical brains, not curious, asynchronous, emotionally sensitive teens like mine. So eventually, I stopped trying to adapt him to the system and started building a system that could adapt to him. So let's talk about executive function, because whether your teen is gifted, ADHD, neurodivergent, or just a typical overwhelmed teenager, this comes up. Executive function is basically your brain's project manager. It's what helps us plan, prioritize, start tasks, switch between them, remember deadlines, and follow through. It's not about intelligence, it's about management. But here's the thing, most kids aren't born with a fully functioning project manager in their head. It develops slowly, unevenly, and sometimes not in the way we expect. Now, when those systems are wobbly or underdeveloped, which is super common in gifted, ADHD, or twice exceptional teens, you get what we call executive dysfunction. It shows up as forgetting what they were supposed to do 5 minutes ago, starting 5 things but finishing none, not noticing time passing, and only reacting when something becomes urgent and external. I saw all that in Mark, and honestly, in myself too. So I started reading a lot. Books like Smart But Scattered Teens, Atomic Habits, The Lazy Genius Way. I tried bullet journaling, time blocking, task batching, Pomodoro, even systems like the Jibun Techno Planner from Japan, you name it. And slowly I started picking out what actually helped us. Mark didn't need color-coded tabs and motivational quotes. He needed clarity. Like, what do I actually need to do today? What's due soon? What's important? I kept asking myself, how do I make this easier for him to see, decide, and act without needing me to be the middleman every time? And that's what led me to this planner. It's not revolutionary, it's just the result of a lot of trial and error, a lot of observing how Mark works, and pulling in the parts of different systems that clicked for his brain. Alright, so let me show you what's actually inside this. You get monthly calendars to zoom out, weekly spreads to track the day-to-day, a simple row for deadlines, spot for their top 3 priorities each day, and some small habit circles at the bottom. It's undated, so you can start anytime regardless of how your homeschool year looks like. This planner, it's not bulky, it's not trying to be cute or flashy. It's just functional, minimal, and supportive. It's the kind of tool that helps teens see their week clearly. It gives them space but just enough structure to help them make decisions, take ownership, and move through their week with more clarity and less micromanaging. Because if you're a parent of a teen, you know how they hate that. Next, I'll show you how each section works and what makes them different from the typical planners we tried and abandoned. Let's start with the monthly calendar. This is where we zoom out. Seeing the whole picture of the month matters, especially when time blindness is a thing. This monthly view isn't just about planning, it helps with time estimation, which is a huge weakness for a lot of teens. When they can see how a project spans across weeks, they start connecting the dots between I have time and wait, I don't. We don't cram it with every task. This page is for the big stuff, and if you're wondering what we use to write in it, I'll link all our favorite tools down in the description. Alright, let's move into the weekly layout, which honestly, this is where the magic happens. The layout is a vertical Monday start spread that runs from 6 a.m. to midnight. It's loosely inspired by the Japanese Jibun techno style with clear columns, gentle time blocks, and space to think. It's not crowded or noisy. And the hours, they're printed in a small, unobtrusive font on purpose, because this isn't about planning every second of the day. You can time block if that works for your teen, or just treat it like a clean vertical list for each day, ignoring the time. Either way, it's structured just enough to guide them without bossing them around. Now, one of the things you'll notice about the weekly layout, besides the clean vertical design, is that I actually printed it in color. That was intentional. There are two sections that really matter here, and I wanted them to stand out just enough without feeling loud or cluttered. At the top of each day, you've got two gentle color-coded rows. Top 3 priorities, this one's orange, and deadlines, this one's green. I didn't want these to get buried in a sea of tasks. I wanted Mark to see them first, right when he opens the page. Because here's the thing, most teens, not just neurodivergent ones, struggle to filter what actually matters. Everything either feels equally urgent or equally ignorable. So these two sections are separate for a reason. The top 3 priorities, these are the important tasks. They're not always urgent, but they matter. The deadlines row is for anything due that day. There's no flexibility and no shifting it tomorrow. These are the this has to be done or there's a consequence kind of tasks, like submitting homework, taking a quiz, or turning in a lab. And honestly, this simple separation matters so much. He doesn't have to mentally sift through what's urgent versus important. It's laid out clearly. The planner does the filtering for him, which means I don't have to remind him 15 times. Now, beside each day's main column, there's a little bonus section I added. It's just a separation of boxes on the side. These aren't labeled, and that's on purpose. I wanted Mark to have a visual checklist he could use this way. Some days he just puts a check mark when something's done, other days he uses tiny dot stickers. And right under the columns, at the very bottom of each day, you'll find a row of 10 small blank circles. We use those as Pomodoro trackers, but again, they're open-ended. Your teen could use them for Pomodoro sessions. One circle equals 25 minutes of focus, even just keeping track of how many things they followed through on that day. You don't need to overuse these sections. Just knowing they're there gives your teen the option to build consistency or accountability in a low-pressure way. Now let's talk about the extra pages, because yes, I added a few, but only the ones that actually serve a purpose. At the very front, there's a simple title plus mission page. Mark wrote his name, and we added a mission goal for the year to tie into the space theme. It sounds small, but giving him that tiny piece of ownership from the start made a difference. Right after that, there's a 2-page dotted grid spread. This is totally flexible. You can use it to list all your teens' classes and schedules like we've done, or print and paste a full year calendar if you want a visual reference. There's also a dedicated password tracker spread, because let's be real, how do I log in again has become a daily question over here. And then right after the monthly spread, you'll find a dot grid page for notes, sketching, brain dumps, or study plans, and a simple monthly deadlines page with just 2 clean columns, perfect for listing all the assignments or projects due that month. And that's it. Mark's personal version, the one we call This Week in the Universe, is undated but has printed month names from August to June. It's a clear 11-month academic planner built for a traditional homeschool schedule and themed with the space vibe he loves. But not everyone follows that calendar, and not every teen is into moons and stardust. So the other versions I'm creating, they'll come with 12 full monthly spreads and no printed month names, completely undated and flexible. You can start in January, July, October, whenever your homeschool year begins. And if you need to take a break mid-year, there are no wasted pages. This way the structure stays the same, the executive function support stays the same, but you get to decide when and how to use it. So if your teen likes the space theme and your homeschool year starts in August, Mark's version might be perfect for you. If you need something neutral or more flexible, hang tight, the other versions are on their way. And either way, I'll link everything in the description below so you can find the one that fits best. Now let's talk about dating the planner, because this comes up a lot. And as a note, since you might be wondering, am I really going to handwrite every single date for 12 months straight? No, you're not, unless you want to, of course. We make it easy and kind of fun by using stickers. Here's how we do it. We use monthly tab stickers to label each month for quick flipping. Some come pre-labeled, others are blank, so you can customize them however you like. For the calendar pages, you can add small numbered stickers instead of writing each day by hand. We use similar stickers for the weekly spread. I found some fun, colorful ones. He'll sit down once a month, add the stickers for the next few weeks, and it's done. And if you're more minimalist like me, you can always use clean monochrome dots or just a good erasable pen. Using stickers gives your teen a way to make it theirs. I'll drop links to the ones we use down in the description if you want to try the same setup. I hope this gave you some ideas and maybe even a little sigh of relief, knowing you're not the only one trying to make this work with a real, imperfect, wonderfully wired teen. Whether you decide to grab my planner, adapt it to create your own version, or just take a piece of this and make it work for your family, I'd truly love to hear from you. Drop a comment, send a message, let me know what your teen needs in a planner and how you're making it your own. Because this whole project, it wasn't about creating something pretty, but building something that actually helps. And if it helps even one more family out there feel less overwhelmed and more supported, that's worth everything to me. And just so you know, this planner plus all my past planners and everything I'll be releasing in the future are available under Monkey and Mom Homeschool on Amazon. So you can search for that on your local Amazon site or just check the description below. I've linked everything there to make it easy. And again, head to monkeymom.com for a closer look at what's inside, a full blog post with photos, planner links, and a surprise waiting for you. If you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.